Hey folks, my name is Tatiana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Ethereal Entertainer. Today I will be doing some astrological tarot readings for the month of December of 2022. Let's see how we're going to finish out the year. Let's see what we've got in store for this holiday season. So I'm going to be featuring this Modern Witch Tarot deck. Absolutely infatuated with this deck. It's available on Amazon if you feel drawn to this one. I will also be pulling a bonus oracle card for each astrological sign. This is the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Super fond of this deck as well. I hope that you get as much enjoyment out of it as I do. I love the depictions in this deck. It is fantastic and so beautiful because I love roses. One of my favorite flowers, hands down. So I also have some beautiful bracelets made by yours truly from my Etsy shop, The Ethereal Construct. We have beautiful yellow and opalite colored glass beads with the evil eyes. These are available now, so feel free to check that out if you're wanting to get some gifts for yourself or some folks that you love for this holiday season. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, Pisces, for your sun placement, we have the Three of Swords. For your moon placement, the King of Wands. And then the rising, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. For our oracle card for this month, we have Healing is Happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. Okay, Pisces, we're going to move into our first card. The sun placement, we have the Three of Swords. This is a card about betrayal, about heartbreak, about feeling played, feeling hurt, feeling like you were stabbed in the back. That's these kinds of feelings. And the key to this card is that you have to allow yourself to process that. You have to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling about it, because that's the only way through it. The only way to getting to a better place is to move through this, to allow yourself the space and the time to heal from it and to also learn from it. You know, because sometimes we get played and it's a lesson, you know, it's a lesson about our boundaries. It's a lesson about ourselves. It's a lesson about who we are as people and how we want to navigate those relationships in the future. And that's essential. It's part of the growth process. And the thing is that the longer you try to avoid it and run away from it and act like it's not there, like that pain isn't there, the longer it takes to heal. You might think that you've healed. You might think that you've moved on, but then you find yourself in a new situation, a new relationship, and something remotely mirrors something that triggers you that you've been through in the past, that hurt you, that made you feel this feeling. And you end up self-sabotaging. You end up putting it all in the flames. And then you can't go back. You can't take it back. Now this person's hurt. Now this person is in Three of Swords energy. Now they can't trust you. Now they feel backstabbed. And it just perpetuates. And the cycle just continues on and on and on. And it seems like you can't ever actually hold on to what makes you happy, the things that bring you joy and fulfillment, the people that bring you love and make you feel good. It may feel like you can't hold on to it. The thing is that this is an essential part of that healing process so that you don't find yourself perpetuating those same processes, those same mistakes, and sabotaging future relationships for yourself and for others. So it's important and it's crucial because it allows you to heal and learn the lessons, learn your boundaries, learn about yourself, and also it keeps you from hurting other people that you love and you care about, because you're putting walls up, you're triggered, you're hurt, and you end up doing things that are actually really detrimental to your happiness and your health. Okay, so moving on to the King of Wands. For your moon placement, this is a card about, remember, wand has to do with fruit, bringing things into fruition, with our motivation, with our drive, with our magic. This is about our magic. And the King of Wands is, I am in tune with my magic. And the thing is about a king is that they have disciples. They have individuals that they work with that are in their court that help them bring those things into fruition. So you are realizing that you have the ability and the talent, the leadership to help other people bring into fruition your dream. And there are people on your team. There are people who want to help you. There are people who see the value in what you're able to create, the value in what your vision is, and they want to help you. That King of Wands card is calling you into a place of leadership, or telling you that you are a great leader already. So maybe you have been, taking the lead on something at work, right? You have a project and you've been giving great insight and great direction for everybody. And maybe you're like, oh, I feel like I'm kind of bossing people around. Do people like me? Am I, coming on too strong? This King of Wands energy is telling you you're doing what you need to do. And they need it and they appreciate it. Maybe you might feel like they don't say it. Maybe you might feel like a little bit of cold shoulder, or some people are a little bit resentful. Not everybody likes being told what to do, right? But when it's showing up in the productivity, when it's showing up in the numbers, when it's showing up in the places it needs to, that's where you need to really assess, like, oh, I have a knack for this. I have this in the bag. And be confident in yourself. Be confident in your leadership abilities, because you definitely have them. That's why you're in the position you're in now. Or you may be called to leadership in some way, shape, or form, and you're afraid or apprehensive, like, I don't really know if this is for me. Or you're just questioning. You don't have to be necessarily afraid, right? You could just be questioning. So this King of Wands card is saying that you're definitely a good fit, that this is definitely a good fit for you. You're a good fit for the role, and that you should take the leadership role because you have it like that. You have what it takes. And if you don't, you can develop those characteristics and those aspects that you feel you need. You are capable of it. You're capable of being in that position and growing within that position too. So you don't have to have it all together. You don't have to have it all figured out. But you deserve to have the confidence in yourself that you can figure it out, that you can do it, that you are up for the challenge. That's what this King of Wands energy card is about. So moving on to the rising placement for you, Pisces, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So if you look at this depiction, she has 6 coins above her head. She has 2 gifts in her hand and 2 people on their knees, ready to receive what she has to offer. The thing about this is that when the card is in this reversal position like this is saying that there is some imbalance with the giving, with the charity. Maybe you are giving to people who are not very appreciative. Maybe you're giving in ways that are depleting you. It's not a very sustainable way that you're giving to people. You might be spreading yourself a little too thin. You might be taking on a little too much, and your heart is in the right place. Yeah. You want for people to benefit, and you want to do good for people. You want to help people. You want to contribute in a positive way, but this is not sustainable and not good for you. And it's time for you to take care of yourself. It's time for you to really dial it back and realize that you're spreading yourself a little too thin. Take care of yourself, because at some point the cup is going to start running empty, and you're not going to be able to pour from an empty cup anymore. The Six of Pentacles in reverse is that forewarning, like, dude, okay, you're pushing it. You're taking it a little too far now, So take heed, so that way you don't eventually find yourself feeling resentful and burnt out, because that's what happens when you're giving and giving and giving and you're not taking care of yourself. You start to feel resentful because you're running ragged behind, and everyone else is, seemingly living lavishly off of what you gave them, or comfortable and feeling good and benefiting from what you've given them. But here you are feeling resentful, feeling bad, because you're kind of having to pick up the pieces, and you're running yourself ragged, and you're not feeling good anymore. The thing is that you're not of any benefit to anyone or yourself if you're giving to a point where you're depleting yourself. You don't want to do that. It's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for the people receiving either. It's a negative reinforcement that they can walk all over you, that they can take whatever they need from you, and that your needs are not important and don't deserve to be met. You're teaching people how to treat you in this way. and this is not a healthy way to do that. Okay, so moving on also to the alternate aspect of this card, because it's not just that. This could also be interpreted in a different way. So this could also be about you're giving and you're not giving or addressing things that need to be addressed. This could be about debts that are unpaid. You know, this is about, you know, you owe somebody something, you owe something and you're not paying it. You might be putting your resources and your money to other things rather than to the priorities. So you might be giving from a false pretense that you have it. And you might be giving a little too much. This also goes essentially back to what I was just saying, giving, pouring from an empty cup, giving and you don't have the capacity to. But this is a different aspect. This is a different perspective of that. Sometimes we give and we do things and we kind of forget about our priorities, right? You know, ooh, I definitely should not have maxed my credit card on all these gifts, on things that these people didn't ask for or need. We kind of run into that a lot during the holiday season, right? We kind of find that a lot of people max their credit cards and spend too much and find themselves a little short on their bills and their rent after holiday season, right? It's a little harder to catch up. The Six of Pentacles in reverse is, you know, letting you know, hey, take heed, be careful. You know, you don't want to put yourself in that predicament. It's not worth it, you know. It's not worth it to put yourself out like that. Okay, Pisces, so now we're going to get into your oracle card that I pulled from the Rose Oracle. It's called Healing is Happening. I'm just going to go ahead and read through the description in the booklet as well as the Rose transmission. Absolutely really love this deck and I hope that you enjoy it too. You're not broken. Trust the process. It's safe to soften. You're not broken. You're a part of ever-changing nature of life. Change is your natural state. The rose knows that you were never meant to stay the same, to be one single shape, size, or way. You're not normal, and that's normal. You're always becoming more and more of who you truly are. Healing is happening every moment of every day. You're returning to your true state every moment of every day. Call in your support team of people who can hold you to that, who can trust in the grace of your natural state. A true healer knows that they're not the one doing the healing. Rather, they're holding the vision of the return to wholeness, knowing that wholeness isn't a stagnant state. When you embrace all parts of life, from the ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, the bloom to the fall, the bud to the rosehip, you'll realize that healing is always happening and life is on your side. Excuse me. No one is immune to the polarity of this human experience. The only way through it is to embrace all parts of it, the light and the shadow. And as any healer or initiate knows, the only way to the light is to embrace the shadow within. The shadow, then sometimes the pain, is a portal to your liberation. You're not broken. You're healing. Healing is happening. Trust in the timing of life. Rose transmission. Healing is happening. Healing is happening. Healing is happening. I definitely feel like this totally resonates to the cards that I've pulled for you, especially that Three of Swords card, right? It's about healing. We are all ever-changing and always healing, and embrace it. Trust the process and trust yourself because you are meant to grow. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. I hope that you got a lot of great, positive, uplifting things and motivation out of this reading, and that the holidays are exceptionally good to you, that you're able to spend it with the ones that you love and care about. And I hope to see you back really soon. Please hit that notification bell and subscribe so that we can do it all again in January of 2023. All right, see you back really soon. Bye.